Hello everyone, welcome to Creative Learner and I'm Teza. Congratulations if you have completed how to build a portfolio website that I have on my YouTube channel, and we have done the responsive web design, and then hopefully you learn and you like it. So if you do so, please give us a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so that when we have new tutorial you won't miss anything from us. So starting from this video, we will deep dive what is HTML, and I will break it down what is HTML and the next a few mini series. So what is CSS and basic knowledge about it, and also JavaScript. So please stay tuned and check out Creative Learner on YouTube channel as well. Okay, so to get started, so we need a browser. So that will be like an Internet Explorer, or maybe Microsoft Edge, Firefox, so Google Chrome, so Safari. So it depends on you. So, and if you do not have one, so make sure to get it one. So that will be starting. And so without a browser, we can't do anything. So, and then next, we will download the Visual Studio Code so that we can write our HTML in Visual Studio Code. We can write it on Notepad or other Word document, but better to use Visual Studio Code. So in programming, so Visual Studio Code has a better you're using Photoshop to edit the photo, or using other software that will be different. So it's the same thing. Using Visual Studio Code will be very helpful, and you search it on internet Visual Studio Code, and then you can download it you see on my screen, Windows 11 if you're using Mac, so get it for Mac. And so you have done these two things. So we will, and also I want to show you the web reference that I will be getting. So that will be web development from a Google team that you can do the reference, or even you can learn it on your own. So that will be a little bit covering in my tutorial as well. I want to highlight to this internet reference, So once you have downloaded, and then you will install Visual Studio Code on your computer. So if you have done it, so you launch your Visual Studio Code from desktop or even on the taskbar. If you don't have it, you can just search it on Visual Studio Code in your search box, and then just launch your Visual Studio Code, and just like that. So, and also the other thing, I want you to create a new folder. So that will be anywhere, maybe on desktop, on anywhere, but to me I have this Creative Learner folder. Then I will just simply put a new folder and name it lesson. So that will be better. So you can name it anything. So lesson folder, and get the folder path. So that file path, if you're using Windows, so you can just simply go to top and then just copy that way, Control-C, go back to your Visual Studio Code, and then go to File and open a folder. So that will be this way, and paste your file the file path that we have copied, so just paste it and press enter. So that will locate to your lesson folder here. So we don't have to go into the lesson folder, so we just simply make a selection just like that, and then select a folder. So now you have opened your lesson folder in a Visual Studio Code. So, and then what we will do is we will just create just simply a sample index.html. So go to your, if you don't see the icon here, so maybe it could be you can tap it that way. So sometimes it will be hiding, so you can tap in this document icon, so you click, and then you will see the this kind of the tree lesson folder. And I will close this welcome tab, and like I said, we will just get a new file. So that will be index.html. So just like that, press enter. Now we have created index.html. So, the HTML will be the essential is like a crucial, or I mean like without HTML, even without the index.html, so you won't be see anything on your browser. So let's say you go to internet, so I mean like even search like wherever, you know, you can type it apple.com, amazon.com, so wherever you can type it. So without the HTML file, so there will be nothing. I mean, the HTML is like a starting point, and then definitely you will need it. I mean, without it, you can do anything. So that's how important to have HTML. So I think I have this Visual Studio 2. I will get it open again. So that will be lesson folder. And so that's very important to have knowledge about HTML. And in the index.html, what we gonna do is we will just type from your keyboard like shift and like exclamation. So just like that, and then you press enter or tab key. So we will have this. I mean, that's why I'm telling like a Visual Studio Code is good. So it's already set up like basic HTML elements that we need. So to get started. So now this tutorial will be, I mean, we are breaking down everything in this HTML file. So basically index.html file. So we will go like what is doc type and what is a length. So that kind of the in head section. We will go everything detailed. But like I mean, like if you're a very beginner, so you're new to coding and you come from graphic design, and then you are very new, and like I want to do a little bit explanation what is HTML. So like I said, I have like a Google reference as well, so I want to explain everything. I mean the things even I'm learning, so whatever I know I want to explain about it. So you just type inside the body tag, so that will be here. We have this body tag, and we're gonna type it. So we just type like H1 and then press tab key, and in between we're gonna type it like any text, maybe welcome to HTML tutorial. So just like that. So welcome to HTML tutorial, and you type, and then you save the file. So that is saving our file. And then if you want to open like index.html or the code that you you wrote in Visual Studio Code, so you want to open your browser, you can just simply go to a browser tab, and even you open your lesson folder. So that will be drag and drop your index.html inside the browser, just like that. So that will so our browser will run our index.html, and now we can see that the text is showing. So the other way, what we can do is in Visual Studio Code, so we can install the live server. So that will be at the bottom here. So extension, you click on that one and then drag a little bit. You can search for live server. So if you install the live server, because I have already installed, so you can just click install, and then if you do that way, you have live server installed. The other way to open your file in browser is that you can just simply in your HTML, I will click the document again so that we can see this Explorer tree, so, and then just right click on your index.html and then open with live server here. So, or if not, you can go at the bottom here, so go live. So that will, the other way to opening your index.html in our browser. Now you can see that it's the same thing. You can drag and drop it, or if not, you can just simply drag and drop it. So it's up to you. So either way, it's good. So now I will just, if you're using Windows 11, so I can make my screen a little bit organized. So you hover at the top, minimize or this thing. So, and then I will have this, I can make my arrangement a little bit, hover it to the top, and then this kind of the screen, so that we can see better. So now things we change, like I said, if we welcome to HTML tutorial, maybe if I edit SE series, so once I save the file, so now there's no Siri. If using the live server is a good thing that once you save the file, it will just simply update your browser. I don't have to refresh or even again drag and drop, so we don't need it. There's using the live server option. So I will use that way so that we have a better changes, and then I don't have to keep making refresh. Okay, so back to our reference in in Google, so the first question we will have is what is HTML? So we will have if you have no knowledge about it, even a coding, so even you are very new to even computer systems, so that will be what is HTML. So HTML is a short name, and then it stands for hypertext markup language. So HTML is kind of like a programming language, but it is not like outputting the math. Let's say in JavaScript we have if you make 5 plus 5, so that will output 10. So in HTML we do not have it that kind of the math calculation. So it is simply the text. So as saying a hypertext markup language. So for example, if I open my if you follow the portfolio tutorial, so I want to open one index here, just like that, drag and drop into HTML. You click open. Now you can see it is everything is in HTML file we have this a text that we can see on our website. So all the output it's text, and also we are using the opening and closing tag to make our text. Let's say here's a tag. So this a tag is helping my branding text do something, so if I click on branding, it will link to the branding. So if I open my file in let's say I will just simply drag and drop it. If I have this menu, if I click on branding, so it will do something. It is a text, and also using the HTML tag to do something to our text. So that's why we are calling HTML is a hypertext. So it's a jumping, linking, and making action to our text, And also I have this a little bit, so I thought of it will be a little useful because as we come from a graphic background, so we used to have this proofreading, and then we make changes to our a design, and sometimes we have a book, like a newspaper, whatever. So we have an editor or a proofreader told us that, hey, if you see this symbol and the family went to 2, and then now the 2 is repeating. So this symbol, if you see it, delete. It's say the action is delete. If you see this symbol here, so it's like rainbow, So that will be close space. Now, Marcus bought applesauce, so there's no it shouldn't have a space. So that kind of the proofreading and giving you some instruction, and you have to do some correction. So it's if you see this and do this, so there will be no for example here. So we will have this a 3-line, and then they're saying make this thing to be a capital, and then so as a designer you will do the capital, and then that kind of the proofreading is a similar. If back to my Visual Studio Code, if you see, let's say here, hey, if you see UL, make this branding, graphic design, website list. So that is how the tag is helping to our test. So this is a TAG tag, and this is a test. So I'm trying to pronounce my best. So that will be how a text are saying to the text that if you see this, do this. So that kind of the hypertext, that's my opinion. So hopefully that will explain you better. So let's move on, and then so it is a hypertext markup language, and also HTML is it has a series of elements. So it's so HTML consists of the series of elements. So what it means is now even like now you see me, the website that I have built, I have all the like series of elements. So elements is when we have a opening tag and closing tag. So as you can see graphically here, so whenever we have this opening tag and closing tag, and inside we have a content, so that is like a text, that will be, so we are calling like a content. So this is the whole line is element. So let's say just now we I think we go back to our index.html, that will be original file that we have created in lesson folder. So you see that I have a opening h1 tag, and then I have a closing h1 tag, and inside I have this welcome to HTML tutorial series. So this we can say text, or we can say content, so whatever, but the whole line will be element. So that is what it's saying, including a series of elements. So now you can see the a tag branding, and then a tag for graphic design, a tag for website. So these are all the elements that helping our website to see. So that's why it's explaining the elements, so that whenever you talk about the HTML elements, so you have you need to know that. So we have an opening tag, HTML tag, and then we have a content, and we have a closing tag. So that's what we are saying. Now, so in HTML, we have an attribute. So that will be at the bottom. We have this attribute. So I want to talk about a little bit attribute as well. So what it's saying, the attributes here, as you can see on my right. So inside the a tag, we have a href, and we we take the results, and then there will be our content, and then closing tag. So you can see that attribute is this href and target. So I will just simply type my, let's say, what if we take a tag and put it in between. We will say that welcome to HTML, and then this will be first tutorial, so that will be maybe part 1. So when I type it part 1, or maybe better just 1, but part 1, and then inside the a tag, so attribute is href is a tag attribute. So it is a rep inside the a tag. So that's what we are explaining here. So if you put it like a href, we save the file, go back to my browser. Now you can see that part 1 is underlined, and then this is a tag element. But inside the element, we are wrapping one more attribute. So in attribute, what we can do is, if you're new, so in href, we can link to our a tag element here. So the context, the text part 1. So if you want to link to, let's say part 1 will be my YouTube video. So you can go to your browser, and then example, so get your new browser, and then maybe on YouTube. So you can just search it let's go to my Creative Learner, and I will just simply get one tutorial. So for example, so that will be Creative Learner. So I can have it Creative Learner here. So Creative Learner, and I can just grab any link from here. So I want to explain what is attribute. So that will be, so internet level slow, so we're gonna get it. Okay, now internet's loaded. So let's say I want to grab this a video, so that we can insert. So just grab a link, so copy the link and go back to your HTML. So that will Visual Studio. I will put inside this double quote, so href double quote, and you paste it. So and then once you save the file, and then go back to your browser, and we're gonna go back to my file, and then once you save it, it's already automatically it's updated, So when you click on the part 1, so what we're gonna see
Hello
is
everyone,
welcome. You're gonna see this, my video is linked. So that will be attribute. So that's what I I'll go ahead explaining. Inside the a tag and this registration element, we still can have an attribute. So whenever we say attribute, when we say element, so this kind of the knowledge that we need to have. So that is what we are saying attribute. Even we can have here, target will be another attribute. So we have a href attribute, and the other will be like, let me show you the target attribute. So target is, if you want to, go back to my file, and then if you want to see the, so that will be here. So if you want to see, when I click on part 1, now it is
hello everyone, welcome to
my part 1 video in my same a browser, same screen, same tab, so that will be better. So same tab. But if you want to remain my website here, and then I want to open a new tab, so what we can do is in target attribute, so we're gonna add it underscore, and then maybe we say another, maybe, or self or blank. So blank will open a new tab. So if I save it like a self, it will be the same, so it will overwrite my screen, and then we will move away from our screen. But you want to stay remain, and then you want to get a new tab, so it's in target attribute, you just type it that way, underscore, and then that will be blank. So that is an attribute, adding one more attribute, and then you save, and then it will update. And then when you click now, so what we will see is that now we
hello everyone, welcome to Creative
open,
Learner.
And then my it remains. I don't have to go, click the arrow here, so it just having a new tab, and then it will open a new tab for us. So that is adding the attribute. I just want to highlight that. In HTML we have so many attributes, so many HTML tags that we have to learn. But even go back to my how to build a portfolio, you can see here that, so we use a tag, here we have a p tag, so even UL and LI. So these are all the element tags, and then we have different attributes that we use. So that is what we need to know as a studying. HTML is a structure with a series of elements. So as you can see on my screen, even we can add a little bit a p element. So let's say if I want to add if I say you, hey, add p element, so what you're gonna do is just type p, and then Visual Studio is good, so you just press tab key, so you will have a p opening and closing tag. This is not element yet, there's no content, we cannot say this is an element, this is just a HTML basic tag, paragraph tag. So what we need is we need content, so that will be, let's say, tutorial series, and then maybe make sure to subscribe. So let's say I want to say make sure to check out Creative Learner. So let's say I want to say that way. So that will be now complete with the element. So we have an opening tag, we have a closing tag. So the whole line will be our HTML p element. So we can say that way. So that will be better, a complete element. So now we have so to get started, that will be when we say HTML. So HTML is very important to see things in our browser. So even in YouTube, without the index of HTML, you won't be able to see YouTube. So whatever in browser you see things, so this is getting an index.html, so that will be starting point. So that's important. And also elements is what we are saying, that opening and closing tag, and then inside we have some a text, so whatever you want to type it, so that will be content, and so the whole line will be element. And then inside the element we can wrap our attribute, so that will be element is adding more attributes, like you see, href and target. And the other thing is in HTML, so when we will go in depth, and I will cover the best I could. So the other thing is now every HTML tag, like h1 we have a closing h1 tag, p we have a closing p, and a tag we have a closing a tag. So the other thing is in HTML, so the Google is explaining we have this like replace and void elements or non-replace elements. So what it means is, so let's say I type it img, so that will be getting image tag. So in HTML, if you type it img and you press tab key from your keyboard, so that will be like only for Visual Studio Code. So that what we have is, we will have an image tag. So you will notice that in image tag, we do not have a closing tag. It just like void element. So as Google is saying, or maybe like a self-closing tag, So that is one more things to know. So some elements or some tags, so we have a closing, but some like example, like for instance, so for img, so we do not have a closing img tag, so we do not need it. If you want it, you can put it like at the end like a backslash. So but even in modern HTML like a 5, so we do not need it, like even adding the closing, adding the backslash. So that will be a self-closing tag, and we do not need the one more tag for this image, like a closing tag. So there's one thing to know as well. So, and I think, so that will be like an introduction to our HTML. So HTML has a series of elements, and also we have attribute. And also the other thing in HTML is we can wrap element inside element. So that will be, what I mean is you can add one more like inline, like a tag. So we can so let's say now we have this, make sure to check out Creative Learner. But if I want to add like more elements, so elements like we have knowledge that opening and closing tag, and then in between there will be some content or our the desired text, So let's say if I add in front of the Creative Learner, I will add it like strong. So let's say in HTML we have a strong tag. So if you want it, like you can always start with the less than sign, so greater than, less than, so that kind of sign, and then I will type it just like a strong, strong. So if I close it now, Visual Studio Code is giving me the automatically, like this closing strong tag. So I will push it at the back. So to the back, so that will be strong is here. So you cannot put it at the back, like after P, so it has to be like in front of P, so that it will be opening strong and closing strong. So that strong tag is helping Creative Learner to be a little bit bold. So like I said, we will learn in future all the what is strong, what is even we have an EM, we have a span, so all the HTML tag in future. But for now, I want you to know that we are adding element inside elements. So like you see on my screen, so I'm adding strong tag in front of the a Creative Learner, and then wrapping inside the P element. So now go back to your browser. If I save my file, what you're gonna see is that now you can see that Creative Learner is a little bit highlighted, a little bit bold and thicker text. So that is even I can whatever, make it C big, and then L will be a little bit big, So there is wrapping our P element. So wrapping our strong elements, because I can say strong element because you can see that strong closing tag, opening tag, and Creative Learner content. So there's an element, and also this strong element is wrapped inside the P element. So that way we can say, I think it was a better way to say as well. So now we know a little bit about it, and also I want to go break it down, back to in our reference. So that's it. Overview HTML is a hypertext markup links, and then so we are seeing a hypertext, and everything is text. So that kind of the knowledge about it. And also I will go back to this what if we have so the next thing will be our document structure. So I think that will be a little bit so I will just get it to doc type. So I think other thing will be next tutorial. So in doc type, so in all HTML, so it is so even doc type, what it's saying is that I mean, first thing in HTML document is a preamble. So doc type is it's like essential. You know, it's like HTML is essential for our browser to see things, and also like you are adding this kind of like exclamation mark and doc type HTML here, as you can see on my screen in my HTML file. I mean, like doc type is like essential, and then without that, like if you want to learn, you can click on Quad mode. So what it's saying is that there is a different like rendering or computer language, you know, computer programming. They're gonna run in different programming styles that you won't see without the doc type HTML. So that will be quad mode, and then it will not see things like normal, you know. So if you wanted your index.html running HTML5, so that will be so what we are learning right now. So you must have this doc type. This is doing nothing, just that helping our Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, whatever browser. Hey, if you see this doc type, just render this my file as simply HTML5 language, and then it will be index.html. That kind of the saying to the computer programming, so that it will start rendering our file as we want to see. So that's a doc type. So you have to put it in all document. If there is a HTML file, let's say even in my index.html, I have this doc type, and so everywhere. So that is what helping to the browser. So that's about the doc type. And then the other thing is HTML. So this HTML tags so it's opening and closing. So so as we are learning HTML language, so as we are learning the HTML language, HTML is it's a tag as well. So we need the opening HTML tag at the top, and then we need closing HTML tag. This is even we can say it's saying an element is the root element. So because as we have h1 body head, so it's the same thing. HTML closing tag, opening tag is it's essential. You must have it as a root. Without that, it will not let's say even I don't have this maybe closing tag, or let me remove that one and then go back to my browser. If I save the file, let's take a look. So now I think the browser is helping, because it's a modern HTML interpreting, or the browser is really good, you know, so it doesn't have to be a very accurate. It just automatically add your file. So let's say what if we make a little bit error, so that will be closing HTML, so the HTML and closing tag. So I will just remove this a closing greater than sign, and then let's save it the file. So still we can see it. I was saying you cannot run your file without the closing HTML tag. So but even if we go back to the a Google HTML reference. So what it's saying is HTML is a very, here what it says it's a forgiving. So meaning HTML is a very forgiving here. So it said that even you don't have this li and then no closing li, so it will still a browser will run your HTML file. So that kind of the a little bit automatic debugging, you know. So now it's improving our technology, and then you don't even have the, but I will not recommend. So you do not leave your index.html without closing HTML tag. So let me put it back way, so that will be closing HTML. So that is if sometimes it will get an error, so sometimes it will not. So to make sure that you edit opening, closing, so that's what we need. So that will be our a document structure, and there is a doc type, and then the HTML tag. So and also we have a head before a head, so we will have a language in. So that will be if so somehow you are disabled, or you have a hearing problem or seeing problem, so that kind of the disability. So that will help the browser to translate. Let's say if you put it len let's say even we can put it -us. So that will if you have you make it like a translation in your screen or sometimes screen reader, so they're gonna look for this E and -us, and then once this the browser see this like len equal to E and -us, this attribute. So like I said, now it's a HTML tag, and then len is a attribute. So if the screen reader see this, so what we're gonna do is it will just stop interpreting in the American is speaking, If you put it let's say, so for French speaking, so that would be FR dash what if the Canada, so CA, so that will your browser will sounds like the Canadian speaking in French, so that kind of the screen reader. So if so it's better. So if your browser might be so people have a little bit disability, and then you want to make it perfect, so that kind of the language attribute is helping. So that will be, I will put it EN dash because I'm in US, so I will put just like that. So I think even to get starting, so it's already 30 minutes, and then so that will be I think I will stop the tutorial here. So maybe next tutorial I will go detail about the hack, and then also head tag is a little bit important. It's we need to talk about it a lot, and then what is meta, what is the title, and also what other things that we need to do in the head section. So so head even we can say head tags, or maybe head elements. So that will be a next tutorial. So okay guys, so this will be a little bit introduction, and then HTML is a little bit boring. It's not very, even go back to my browser, it's not very interesting. We are not seeing color, we are not seeing the beautiful text or whatever. So it's boring, but like I said, without HTML we cannot build a we cannot even completely build a website. You won't see anything without HTML, so we cannot avoid learning the HTML. So we must have HTML knowledge, and then so that we can build a better website, and that will be so perfect for our so standard HTML things, So that's the goal, guys. I will stop the tutorial right here, and hopefully you have a little bit knowledge, and then hopefully you learn something. And like I said, make sure to subscribe, turn on notification, and then thank you for watching, and I will see you in next tutorial.